Scott Erlin in with head women's soccer coach Helio D'Anna just to wrap up the 2015 women's soccer season. Coach, obviously you look back on the season and it's you see the 5-9 through overall record, 3-6-2 sack record, but assess the overall record. I mean, it just seems like there was a lot of times when the season really could have turned and been a totally different outcome, and it just wasn't to be.
Yeah, I mean, we've already had these end of the year meetings with the players, and we dissect and went game by game, and and we're going to keep on doing that because that's part of our job. But easily of those losses, at least 4, if not 5 of them should have been on the other way around, and on the ties as well. So easily we could be sitting here and talking about an outstanding season. You got to recap that we were preseason ranked number 3 in the conference. We opened the year with a team picked to win or be second in their conference, which is West Alabama, which they went on to be second. And in fact, they lost 1-0 to North Alabama in the final, to which North Alabama now is deep in the tournament. So I thought our system go early in the year, but obviously things broke down along the way.
So when you look back on it, what was ultimately the root of what happened in the season? Obviously, we had that mid-season lull where we hit the losing streak and just couldn't really get ourselves out of that. What do you think was the biggest kind of proponent of that?
Yeah, I think 3 things. One, we were young, 17 freshmen, 16 freshmen that were ready or able to play. And we had 10 seniors, but we caught a little bit of a case of the senior fever. A lot of these girls, they got to take MCATs and grad school applicants and whatnot, so they were a little inconsistent. But I think of all things is the third one. It was our inability to score, and for people that don't know much about soccer, you will not register, but we outshot our opponents by 100 shots. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. You can go and look case by case of people that are in the nationals. That's ridiculous. So we just couldn't score.
So you look back on it, and obviously we had mentioned that there was several games where you really felt like probably if you come away with a win there, then the season ends up totally different. Is there one in particular that really stands out?
Well, as far as in the conference, I thought both the ties with Tusculum and Queens, I'm sorry, should have, could have, would have. The loss to Newberry, really, I mean, we dominated so much of that game. Outside of the conference, that there was the game with Converse. There was 1 or 2 games in which, yes, that team did make enough to beat us, but we had plenty of chances to catch with them, such as even Lenore Rhine. So, yeah, I mean, any of these that I just mentioned completely would change the season.
When you already mentioned that you had 10 seniors, obviously, it was a disappointing senior season for them. But look back maybe and reflect on what, most of them have been here for 4 years. You got Katie Soul, was a 2-year girl. But just look back and reflect on maybe what those girls have been able to accomplish and help this program accomplish for the last 4 years.
Yeah, and that's what I want to make sure that these seniors don't get defined by this season, because they did so much for us. First of all, 3 winning seasons. The season before, we only lost 4 games out of 17 games, I believe, and didn't even lose. We got knocked out in penalty kicks in a semifinal of the conference tournament. The year before, we made to the conference final, and I'll be honest with you, we had a 1-1 tie until I think 2 minutes to go, that we were the better team on the field at that point, and I was preparing for overtime, and then we lost. Winner would have gone to nationals, and the year before a solid winning season. So no, it was a great 4 years, but it's just one of those that you would have thought that this would have been a culminating year of that career.
Well, now you look ahead. As you look ahead, maybe to the 2016 season, what is the off-season goal for you for this team, and to help going forward to have a better season in 2016?
Yeah, one of the good things is because we're so young and because there were so many seniors, kind of a funny balance. Now the seniors are out for the spring, and all these young players are going to play a lot this spring. So that's when I really wish our season was in the spring, that I had the whole fall to prepare them. But that will propel them to be, quote-unquote, true sophomores next year. and obviously I got to recruit, and we've already gotten the way women's recruiting work. You're always ahead, We've gotten so many commitments already of junior college transfers. We're going to have a completely overhaul. Not saying that the freshmen cannot do it. It's that yes, they will, but we need to bridge that gap because I believe I have only 2 seniors returning and maybe 3. But there's still a young roster, a gap to be bridged, and that would be the solution. I could have done that this past year, brought some more junior college kids, but I thought with 10 seniors we didn't need that, but we definitely need it this year.